Hey everyone, welcome back. I hope you are doing great. ComfyUI just got updated. We have two main front-end updates, and I think one of them is a game changer. Let's take a look at the first update, which is the templates. If you are new, you can access the templates from the left side. Click on the templates button, or you can go into File, Browse Templates. This opens the new template page, redesigned to have a different look than before. On the left side, we now have categories. At the top are all templates or getting started templates. These are essential workflows you might want to download, including ControlNet, text to image, image to image, upscalers, and more. Below it, we have the category for generation type, and they are subdivided into image, video, audio, and 3D model templates. Everything under generation type is open source. This means that when you load one of these templates, you will need to download the model onto your local machine to use it. Now, below this section, we have the closed source models. These are API nodes. Now, for this one, we have the same category, image, video, 3D, audio. We also have an additional category for LLM, large language model. Here, you can find OpenAI, ChatGPT, and Google Gemini chat, which you can use directly inside of ComfyUI. These are API nodes. You will need an API key and credits, so there's a pricing structure to the API calls. These nodes were available previously, but they now have a dedicated area where you can find all the API nodes and their corresponding workflows. If you scroll all the way down, you will see a category for extensions. These are custom nodes you have installed. If those custom nodes include workflows, basically .json files, ComfyUI will scan and import them directly into the templates folder. For example, I have the ComfyUI impact pack workflow. You can see all the workflows available in that custom node are now shown here, including thumbnails. These extension templates work exactly like the default ones. Clicking on one loads the model, so it is a massive shortcut. Now, additionally, we also have filtering and sorting options. I'm going to go into all templates to view everything. In the top right, you can sort the result. By default, it is newest. The default is the previous view. We also have a VRAM utilization from low to high. As of right now, this VRAM utilization is not working, and I'm guessing that is because the current workflows do not have the VRAM utilization information in. The developers mentioned that this will be updated soon. Then we have model size and also alphabetical order. Now, actual filtering can be applied using these drop-down menus in the middle. You can filter by the model type. This is similar to Civic AI, where you can select between Flux model, SD 1.5, SDXL, and so on. By the way, you can also see the tags that are being used for filtering directly on the workflow card. Now, next, we have a filter for use case. For example, if you want to have a specific workflow for anime, you can select anime and then find all the workflows related to anime. Of course, it will depend on whether that workflow has the tag. Keep in mind that just because a workflow does not appear in the list does not mean it's not capable of generating that specific type. Now, finally, we have a filter for license. Right now, we only have open source and closed source. Open source means you'll need to download the models on your local machine. Closed source requires the API key. All right, that covers the template updates. Let's move on to the next major feature, the Subgraph updates. I have two previous videos on Subgraph, an introduction and an advanced guide. If you're new, you can always check those videos to learn more about Subgraph. Here is a complex workflow. Let's add a subgraph to the workflow. The traditional method will give you input slots on the left side and output slots on the right side. With this new update, when you create a subgraph, by the way, Control drag to select multiple nodes, and then click on convert selection to subgraph. We can now see it will automatically connect outputs on the right side if they continue in your workflow. Now, when we select the subgraph node, you will see a new button in the toolbar called Edit Subgraph Widgets. Clicking on it will open a panel on the right side, and this will allow you to enable or disable specific fields for that subgraph. For example, if I want to see model file, I can enable the unit name by clicking on the eye icon. And now I can select the model directly at the top level. Let me undo the changes. Let's talk about how this was done previously. So once we have the subgraph, we have to go inside it, then manually connect the model field into the input slot on the left side. Once connected, we'll get a default name. We can right click and rename it. Then go at the top level, we get the drop down where we can change it. This is not flexible. If I want to remove it, I'll have to do the same steps. Go inside the subgraph and then disconnect to bring it back to the original state. With the Edit Subgraph Widget button, this can be easily enabled or disabled by just clicking on the eye icon on this right panel here. By the way, this includes text, including markdown fields. Here's a markdown field. I can edit it directly inside the subgraph node at the top level itself. There's also a search at the top. If you have a lot of fields, you can use the search feature to filter out. And the one I think is the game changer is the reordering ability that they've added with this widget. For example, if I want the load diffusion model at the bottom, I can click on these dot icon and then drag. The moment I let go, it will automatically update the subgraph to show the new position. You can do this for any of these fields, and this works even if you have nested subgraphs. Okay, this is the top level. I can go in and you can see I have a second subgraph. This is a nested one within it. The text prompt is 2 level deep. I can expose it all the way to the top level by simply clicking on the eye icon. So I think this is a fantastic new addition. As previously, we'll have to go 2 level deep, make the connection, go back 1 level, again make the connection to the input slot, which will then expose it to the top level. Now, one tiny adjustment that they've done, any field which is exposed at the top level will have a highlight. In my case, it is purple in color, even if they are within a nested graph like this one. All right, so one thing I'm still hoping for is the ability to rearrange the connection slots, the actual lines on the node itself. Currently, these are not adjustable. In my advanced video, I mentioned the only way to change the order is to disconnect all the links and then reconnect them in the desired order. The first connection will appear at the top. The last connection will be at the bottom. So those are all the front end updates in ComfyUI for this month. In my opinion, the subgraph feature is moving in the correct direction. I'm still hoping for that reordering of the connection slots, but the new widget panel is an excellent addition. Regarding the templates, I would like to see an option where we can add our own dedicated workflow folder. So mine is inside my documents folder. It would be nice if I could just browse, select that folder as my workflow folder, like my personal workflow folder, and then ComfyUI just go and scans everything. I don't think it's going to be like this. If they were to add it in the future, I believe they are going to have like a dedicated folder inside the ComfyUI itself, because the ComfyUI is part of a portable package. They have like their own portable version. For those of you who stayed at the very end, if you'd like to import all your personal workflows inside of ComfyUI, instead of doing it manually by dragging and dropping, then clicking on File, Save, you can copy all of your .json file, navigate to your ComfyUI folder, then go inside User folder. Inside it, you will see a default folder. Go inside, there will be a dedicated workflows folder. Go inside it. As you can see, I already have a few workflows here. Control V to paste or you can drag and drop. Go back inside of ComfyUI. On the left side here, there is a button for workflows. You can press W as well to open the panel. You can drag the separator to rearrange the size of the panel, and then you can search at the top for your personal workflow. Keep in mind that this isn't a new template page where you have thumbnails as well, but with this method you will be able to import all of your workflow at once directly inside of ComfyUI. As a second tip, you can always back up this folder to save all your workflows at once. Also, this workflow shown here is part of a character sheet generator. It let us create consistent characters with multiple views and a large character sheet directly inside of ComfyUI. All of that using only one input image. That video is coming up next, so you may want to subscribe if you have not. If you stayed all the way until the very end, I would appreciate a like. A big thank you to all of my Patreon members supporting the channel. Thank you for watching until the very end. Take care. Bye now.